Hey guys, this is Undercover Dudes all the way from Down Under, and today we're looking at the top 10 free-to-play PC first-person shooter games of 2019. Coming in at the number 10 spot, we have Ironsight, and it's extremely apparent that this game is free-to-play Call of Duty, and I absolutely love it. The weapons, modes, maps, movement, and everything screams a Call of Duty series, particularly Black Ops 2, as Ironsight is purely boots on ground. There has been a massive gap in the free-to-play FPS scene, as we have games like Black Squad that are CSGO-like and thus more tactical in nature, but Ironsight is a fast-paced shoot-'em-up, run-and-gun type of game. Complete with a great class system, a handful of modes and some detailed maps, Ironsight is a polished Call of Duty alternative that you should definitely check out. However, be warned that the netcode and servers for this game are less than spectacular, so being shot behind walls may occur, along with there being no Asian server. However, Steam release is coming really soon and that's fantastic. While technically not a pure first-person shooter, Ring of Elysium is a fantastic battle royale game that conveniently has a first-person mode. For those who haven't seen this game before, Ring of Elysium is basically PUBG but with a slightly more arcadey feel, but it's easy to run on your computer and free to play as well. Overall, it's the best free-to-play battle royale game on Steam with a massive player base and tons of servers, so definitely check it out. Planetside 2 is a first-person shooter played in a massively open world, where 3 different factions fight over map control in a never-ending battle. It's basically an MMO FPS. The battles fought on land and in the sky, with different vehicles and aircraft being available, along with different classes and a ton of weapons to buy. Despite being an older title, the graphics are absolutely beautiful and are by far one of the best in this top 10 list. Add in the top-notch shooting mechanics, and Planetside 2 is a fantastic but underrated game that is worthy of a second or first chance. If competitive and hardcore is what you're looking for, you can't go past Quake Champions, the latest addition to the Quake franchise. Epitomized by its breakneck speed and brutal gameplay, Quake Champions iterates on the classic formula with the addition of champions, different characters with a special ability. While this may seem similar to, let's say, heroes from Overwatch, there is only one ability per champion with a long cooldown, ensuring that the gameplay is focused on what makes Quake Quake, pure gun-based combat where the best players win. Of all the games on this list, Paladins is by far the most different, a hero shooter with a cartoony look in a sea of military games, but alas, Paladins stands out from the pack for all the right reasons. If you've never played Paladins before, the easiest way to go and explain this game is that it's Overwatch with a ton more depth, not only in the heroes themselves, but also their loadouts, in-game builds, and playstyles. While Overwatch is straightforward in its approach of X hero should be played a certain way, Paladins opens up the field and allows creativity to be the driving force, which is a breath of fresh air, as heroes are not locked into roles like attack, defense, and tank. You can play a healer as a very offensive attacker, you can play a tank as a flanker and get right behind the enemy and do a ton of damage, and that's all opened up because of the loadout system. With the easy to run but fantastic graphics, on top of a large range of champions to choose from, on top of a very active player base, it becomes obvious that Paladins isn't simply just an alternative to Overwatch and Team Fortress 2, but a great title that you should check out. If there's one game on this list that everybody should know, it's Team Fortress 2, the original class-based shooter. Despite being released in 2007 and dropping off in popularity after Overwatch took the scene by storm, TF2 still boasts an impressive 50,000 daily players, making it one of the most popular free-to-play FPS games on this list, and one of the most popular free-to-play games on Steam in general. While I could go into detail about the timeless gameplay and the unique set of amazing classes, I'm sure that you guys already know that since you've played this game before. So I just want to quickly mention a small underrated feature, that Team Fortress 2 is incredibly easy to run and is one of the best games on this list for people with bad PCs. I often get comments where people say, I've got a terrible PC, a terrible laptop, and I don't know what games to go and play. With Paladins and Team Fortress 2, I wholeheartedly recommend those. Those more cartoony graphics are perfect for bad PCs, and hopefully you'll enjoy it. Next up on the list, we have AvA Dog Tag. Now, AvA Dog Tag is taking the classic free-to-play FPS Alliance of Valiant Arms and stripping it back to its core elements, with the original developers leading the charge. I've played quite a lot of the alpha and beta tests for this game, and damn, this is fun. The gameplay is brutal but straightforward with insanely satisfying kills, the movement is on point, and every weapon hits hard, making every kill feel like a battle. The modes as of now are limited, just Team Deathmatch and Bomb Defusal, along with a handful of maps, but right now the goal of Dog Tag is to perfect the gameplay and build the structure, which is such a refreshing mindset. Being a self-published game, Red Duck is in close contact with the playerbase and feedback is taken seriously, which is great. This feedback manifested into servers being available in North America, Europe, South America and Singapore, which means almost global support. So why am I not giving this game a higher spot? Well, it's not proven itself yet. The stage has been set, but it needs to perform to the public as well. Not only must this game play fantastically, but it also needs a decent play base to be highly recommended. But looking at the closed beta test, a ton of people are playing, so I'm really excited to go and see how many people play when it goes into open beta, which will be very soon. Anyone that has played an Asian free-to-play first-person shooter will instantly recognize the movement and gun mechanics of Black Squad, as it's similar to games like Crossfire and more noticeably CSGO. This means that skill is the determining factor, with one-shot kill headshots and lethal one-shot snipers being the standard. Compared to when I last checked this game out, the amount of modes and maps have exploded, with there being a large variety of ways to experience Black Squad. Of particular significance is the inclusion of clan battles and a ranked mode, which is perfectly fair with the lack of pay to win as the only monetization is through skins. Overall, Black Squad has earned its spot as one of the most popular free-to-play military first-person shooters on Steam, and for good reason. The game is solid, fun, and has a high skill cap, perfect for casual TDM and hardcore players. Counter-Strike Global Offensive is one of the most popular games of our generation and is by far the most popular free-to-play game on Steam. But what you might not know is that this iconic game has recently gone free-to-play. Along with the addition of a battery hour mode, Valve has made CSGO free for all users, meaning matchmaking, community servers, everything is available. However, a new free-to-play user is a non-prime user, so you won't be playing with verified users and thus you may find more hackers. How to go and get your account to prime status? Either buy the game or grind your account to level 21. Overall, this is a very big change from Valve and it benefits us majorly, as more and more people are going to be playing CSGO, ensuring it will be alive for many years to come. It's the same strategy as they did with Team Fortress 2. Some people have been complaining about hackers on free-to-play accounts. However, as Valve's new anti-cheat measures learn what hacks are being used, these accounts will be promptly banned, because if one person's using a public cheat, as soon as another person uses that same cheat, they will be instantly banned. Now, to be fair, with new updates, this cycle will go around and round, but eventually Valve's anti-cheat will go and get to a point where cheats will be kept to a minimum in the free-to-play realm. Though with that said, if you really do love Counter-Strike Global Offensive and you want less hackers, I suggest to go out and buy the game. But when it comes down to it, the free-to-play version is still amazing, given that you're getting one of the best first-person shooter games of all time for free, and that's just insane. Now, as always, with my top 10 list, let's go into the honorable mentions before we get to the number 1 spot. This might be games that are coming up that, they're in alpha, we haven't seen much gameplay, but they look really cool. Or games that have been out for quite a long time, but I just can't really go and push into the top 10. But with that said, let's start out with our first game, Installation 01. Installation 01 is the fan-made Halo-like game being developed by fans all around the world, with the goal to recreate the classic Halo experience from the Bungie era, especially Halo 2 and 3. While this may sound a bit questionable from first impressions, the team is ensuring that all assets are made from scratch or bought from the Unity store, so the game is legally in the clear. From the gameplay to the graphics to the HUD and the overall experience, Installation 01 is classic Halo through and through, and it's going to be a joy to try out this game. I've been looking at the trailers, I've been looking at the gameplay on YouTube, it looks so sick, and on top of that, it's completely free to play. It's insane that they're trying to go and do this, and if it works out, it will be an experience to behold. Crossfire is the most popular free-to-play first-person shooter in the world, with an insanely big Chinese and Korea player base. When it comes to North America, it's nowhere near as popular, mostly due to the pay-to-win nature that isn't accepted over here. But the game is still extremely entertaining regardless. With easy to run graphics and gameplay that is similar to Counter-Strike 1.6, Crossfire provides a solid shooter experience, bolstered by the large number of modes and maps. Combat Arms, a first-person shooter I have quite a bit of experience with. Combat Arms at its core is a fantastic game. I've played it for more than 8-9 years, and the reason why is because it has great weapon mechanics and movement. It feels so fluid and so fun. Content-wise, there is a ton of things to play with. A decent selection of well-designed maps and classic modes on top of an extremely large arsenal of weapons. That was really the reason why I played this game for so long. Great mechanics, great movement, lots of content, so much fun. Now with that said, Combat Arms Reloaded, it has problems, the most apparent being a less than satisfactory user interface, and also that the game is going back into a pay-to-win direction with general combat. Now there is one really redeeming feature, it's called Pure Combat, and it's literally Combat Arms from 2009. No pay to win, no overpowered weapons, it's straight Pure Combat Arms, and it's absolutely amazing. And if you want to go and check out this game, if you were a previous Combat Arms fan, go into Pure Combat mode, go and check it out, and I guarantee that you will have a fun time. I first started working on this top 10 list in November 2018, and each month I would come back to my script and completely rework it, put in games, take out games, etc. Now I was planning on releasing this video in January 2019, but I'm very happy to say that I held out because Apex Legends has been released and this game easily takes the #1 spot. Apex Legends is a fast-paced battle royale game that is played from the first-person perspective and offers many improvements to the battle royale formula as a whole. Now with that said, Apex Legends isn't original, and honestly it never strived to be. The objective of this title was never to create a completely different type of battle royale game, it was simply to innovate where innovation was needed and therefore create a battle royale game that truly anyone could pick up and enjoy. In my opinion, Apex is the game to play if you've never played a battle royale game before. It's easy to learn, fun to play, and perfect if you've got friends to squad up with. So let's explain why. Apex Legends features 8 different characters, known as Legends, who have completely different playstyles and abilities. This sets Apex apart from the rest of the genre, as each Legend brings a new perspective to the match, but the real magic is working together with your teammates to dominate the opposition. The gameplay is fast and frantic, but with small magazine sizes and a high time to kill, fights are longer and thus abilities are more influential. Given the importance of abilities and the squad-only format, you would assume that voice chat is almost a requirement. However, that isn't so, because Apex features a revolutionary ping system. This ping system can point out enemies, loot, new areas to explore, and more, and it truly makes life so much easier and changes the battle royale genre for the better. Now it's hard to go and pinpoint exactly why I love this game, especially in such a short format of a top 10 video, but I did go and do an in-depth review that you can go and check out in the description below if you want to know my exact thoughts on this game. But overall, I'm having a ton of fun. This is a game that I am playing right now, I'm sinking a ton of hours, and hopefully you are too. And if you haven't played this game yet, make sure to go and check it out when you can. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this top 10 list, and tell me in the comment section below what your favorite free-to-play first-person shooter is right now. It could be on this list, it could be another game. I would love to go and hear what you guys think. But other than that, it's Undercover Dudes all the way from down under.